And thank you for joining me on the Time Is Always Now podcast. My name is Terence Young. I am your host for the podcast today, and I appreciate you joining me. This is a podcast that is dedicated to helping people get past their excuses. Helping people get past saying, I'm going to do that tomorrow or the next day or next year or when my finances get right. Helping people get past those excuses and saying, I'm going to move forward now to change my life for the better. Because there is no other time that you can do, anything except now. There is no other time. This is a podcast about harnessing the power in the eternal moment of now. It is so important that we recognize that there is no other time but now. And this is the time, this is the day, this is the moment, not someday or one day because they don't exist. This is the moment when you need to move forward and do something to change your life for the better. And this podcast is dedicated to helping you find out what that something is for you and motivating you and encouraging you to move forward now. As always, if you want to help out and donate to the cause, you can go to my website. It's terenceyoungnow.com, and you can donate. That helps me to continue to do what I do, to help get this message out to the masses and to move humanity forward. I love what I do. I totally enjoy it. I believe God put me on this earth to do this, what I'm doing right now. That is my mission, my goal, and I thank you in advance for continuing to support me and help me in moving these messages and bringing these messages out. Share them as much as you can. So I am super excited for today. A couple of things I want to share with you before I get into what I want to talk about today, which is important. I am going to be going live, and I want you all to help me out with some ideas. I want to go live, and I'm thinking going live possibly on Zoom or something like that. Probably Zoom, so I already have an account with them and everything, and having an interactive conversation. I mean, this is great doing the podcast and all, but maybe having an interactive conversation where I can be there, we can discuss topics that maybe I talked about on this podcast, or we can open it up to other concepts as well, other ideas that maybe you all want to talk about, and we can discuss it. I think it would be great to have that kind of community. So I'm thinking of when should I do it? That's one. How should I do it? Zoom, I'm thinking, but maybe if there's another platform. But I definitely want it to be interactive, and I want you all to help me. What's a good day and time that you feel you would have 30 minutes to an hour, maybe 30 to 45 might be better, something like that, to open up, get online and converse with me, hang out with me for a while, and have a genuine and authentic conversation about the topics that are affecting everyone, that are affecting the entire world, and how we can move our consciousness forward, how we can bring the I am and the Christ consciousness into it to help resolve the challenges that we face each and every day in our lives. So I would love to do that, and I want to do it. Let me know what days and times you feel are good for you. I'm thinking evening times. Definitely, I still work a day job, so it can't be in the middle of the day, but definitely in the evening, 8, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time might work, something like that. But let me know what would work for you. And also, I don't know what I want to name it yet. I believe everything has a name. If you know me, you know I name everything. My cars, my shoes, my guitars, my keyboards. I name everything that I have. That's just something I picked up from my mom, I think. So I don't know what I want to name it yet. I have some ideas like what to do now, or what's going on now. I like to use the concept of now in almost everything that I do because that's who I am and what I live by. But if you have some ideas on when we can have it, when you would like to have it, and what we should call it, I think it will be great. And I'm excited because I want to do this. I'm going to be going live doing that, and also going to be going live on more of the music that I'm creating because I'm working on a CD right now, a meditation CD. So I'll be going live on that too. So stay tuned for that. You'll see me live, Facebook Live, Instagram Live, or YouTube Live. And that's another thing. What platform would be best for you? So a couple of things there. Super excited about all that. Now, on to today's topic. And it is very dear to me, very important to me, which is this. Our thoughts create our reality. Our thoughts create our reality. I live by this. I believe it is the absolute truth. And I know that everyone doesn't necessarily, even if they know it, which everyone doesn't know it, they don't realize it. A lot of people think something happens and then that makes them feel a certain way, but it's not truly that way. Our thoughts create our reality, and then it goes on into how we feel, and we're going to touch on those as we go forward. So I'm going to give you an example because it just happened to me this weekend. I was going for a bike ride. Can't run right now because I strained my right calf. So going for a bike ride, go outside. Here's the first thing. I go outside and I wanted to put more air in my tires. More air. So the bike already had air in it, but I went to put more air in it to pump them up a little bit more. Not a bad idea. I wanted to put more air in my tires. It needed more air. Well, when I went to put more air in my tires, it completely deflated my front tire. So I'm thinking, okay, no big deal. I'll pump it back up. Well, I went to pump it back up. Didn't pump up. Just kept going flat. It would put air in and completely go back out before I could even take the pump off. So in that moment, I was so frustrated with myself. I was so frustrated with myself because I'm like, you're so stupid, T. Why did you even mess with the tire? You should have just went out and rode. No, dumb me. Why did I do that? So I'm frustrated. So I spent maybe an hour just attempting to pump up a tire, which I knew wasn't going to work. Then finally, I took myself to Walmart thinking, no, it's a new pump. I need a new pump. So I get a new pump, bring the new pump home, still doesn't work. So now clearly there's something wrong with the tube because I got a brand new pump. So now I know, okay, the tube must have a hole in it. Now, I don't know how that happened because it had air in it before I went to put more air in it, but anyway, it does. So now I'm frustrated. I called the bike shop. They're open, which I was happy. During the pandemic, I didn't think they'd be open or not, but they were. So I went, I got the tube. Now, backstory. I went to change my tire 6 years ago, was the last time I had to do it, and had a bad experience. And I couldn't get it done. It was really hard to do. So I knew changing a road bike tire was kind of difficult, but you can do it, but I didn't have that much experience. And the last time I did it, I failed. I actually ended up taking my bike to them to do it because I had so much trouble. So my mindset already going in is this is going to be difficult. However, I'm pretty teed off because I wanted to go for my bike ride, and I'm the one who caused all of this, right? That's in my mind. So I get home, I start working on it. I got my little video up on YouTube, how to change it and everything. And it was so hard. I was putting the tire on the rim, and then you put the tube in after you put the tire on the rim. You put the tire halfway, and then getting that thing on was just the death of me. It was so difficult. And the amazing thing about it is, and this is the point I want to share with you, is I found myself going back and forth between being so frustrated and saying, thank you, God, at the same time. Our thoughts create our reality. So I was thinking, I'm so frustrated. This is really teeing me off. I can't believe I did this. I can't believe it's been 2 hours so far and I still don't have this tire on. And then I would go back and say, thank you, God. I'm glad I had the money to go buy that pump. I needed it anyway. Thank you, God. I'm glad I had the money to go buy the inner tube for the tire. Thank you, God. I know I have the ability to do this, even though it's frustrating me now. And then I flip back and say, I'm so mad. I'm pissed off. Can't believe this isn't working. It isn't working. Maybe I need a new video. Then I go back and say, thank you, God. I'm glad that I'm able to ride a bike in the first place. So what I'm sharing with you is this. I found myself teetering back and forth because I know these things. I know I teach these things. And when you're out teaching them, you find yourself saying, wow, I teach this, so I got to use it on myself. I got to use it in this experience. That is the highest level of experience right there. When you teach something and then you experience it yourself, that's the best way. And I find myself doing that all the time. In the moment, even as a teacher, as a spiritual leader, I'm finding myself being frustrated and then switching back. Being frustrated and switching back. Our thoughts create our reality. My thoughts were creating my reality in this moment. I'm frustrated. But then in this moment, I'm thanking God. And it went back and forth in each moment of now. Frustration, God, thank you. Frustration, God, thank you. And when I finally got that tire on, again, it was thank you, God. But I was thanking God all the way through the process as I was doing it. And I realized after, I said, wow, I switched back and forth between frustration and anger and disappointment with myself to gratitude and joy and happiness 20, 30 times in that experience. The important thing is this. We all are going to get frustrated. We all are going to deal with difficulties in our lives. It's okay to feel those feelings. That's being human. It's okay to get upset. We all do. But how quickly can we bring ourselves back to understanding there's a lesson in this? God is in it. Spirit is in it. The Christ within is in it. In everything that we do. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's the beautiful thing about it. So when you find yourself in that situation, recognize the frustration. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to be angry, whatever the case may be. How quickly can you change though? How quickly can you get yourself back into gratitude? How quickly can you get yourself back into joy? How quickly can you get yourself back into love? How quickly can you get yourself back into saying, thank you, God, for this experience. I learned something today. Hey, I learned. Now I feel a lot better about changing the tire. I feel better this time, the next time I have to change a tire on the bike, than the last time. I didn't feel good going into this time. I feel better going into the next time because I learned something. The experience taught me a lesson. And that happens in everything in our life. Our thoughts create our reality. My thoughts were taking me to a negative place. And then I chose to have my thoughts take me to a more positive place. And I was going back and forth. We all can do that. We all can do that. So the thing is, what shapes our thoughts? What shapes our thoughts? It's what we put into our minds. Right? That's what shapes our thoughts. What we put into our minds. What are you reading? What are you watching on TV? What are you listening to? Right? I talk to my kids about it all the time. What they read or what they listen to, the music they listen to. Like, what are the words saying? Because that's a part that shapes how you think about things. Your thoughts create your reality, and what you bring into your realm and what you bring into your consciousness affects what your thoughts are, which in turn will affect what you experience in life. That will affect what you experience in life. Here's the thing. When we talk about a lot of the stuff that's going on right now in the world, how are you experiencing it? You see, your thoughts create your reality. And what you bring into your consciousness, what you bring into it creates those thoughts in the first place. This is very important. So when you're out and you're watching the news, you're reading things on social media or wherever you get your information from, you have to understand that people have agendas. Everyone does. You have to understand that there's lots of misinformation out there, not necessarily on purpose. Now, some of it is on purpose, don't get me wrong, but some of it is just because people don't know. So I want to give you some things that you can do right now to be conscious of what you're bringing to be conscious of what you're bringing into your consciousness, because that will affect your thoughts, and because it affects your thoughts, that will affect your experience of what you're going through. This is important. Your thoughts create your reality. What you call your reality is your reality, not someone else's. It's totally different, and what you bring in affects that. So it's great. I was just going through Facebook and stuff, and there are numerous times I've seen a post, and someone will post something, and it'll have some type of graph or whatever information up, but the information isn't the whole story. Have you seen that before? I'm sure you have before. It's not the whole story. It's only part of the story. But if you just go in and do a little bit more research, you'll see, oh, there's more to it than that. So this headline isn't exactly what it seems. The news does this all the time. The problem with it now, the challenge with it now is this. Now you don't just have the news doing it. Now you have people just posting it on Facebook. And, most of our population is on Facebook, so we see these things. You have to be careful what you bring into your awareness, what you bring into your consciousness, because it's going to affect what you think. And if it affects what you think, then it's going to affect your thoughts, and that affects your reality, which affects your experience on what you're going through, how you feel about things. Your experience, what you experience. That's important. Let me give you a couple of things you can do. Anytime you read anything, and this is important because especially what we're going through now, with all the misinformation out there and all the things, this is important. First of all, anytime you read anything, newspaper, whatever. Let's start here. First of all, we should all know this. In this day and time, you cannot believe anything you see. You cannot believe anything you read. You cannot believe anything you hear. I mean that, seriously. Really, you can't. Let me give you an example, just in case you think I'm tripping right now. You watch a video, or most of us are on social media, whatever, YouTube, wherever you see it. You see a guy fall off a cliff. Looks like the man fell off the cliff. Look like he's falling down there. You have to ask yourself in this day and age, did that man really fall off that cliff? Or is this a made-up video? Right? Think about it. Or is it just a made-up video? Because it could be. We have the technology to create it. Not even in a studio. We can do this kind of stuff on our cell phones now. So you see something, but it may not be real, right? Just like a magic show. Well, that's just a part of it. In this day and age, you can't believe what you read either. You can't believe what you read. You see something that's being written, but is it the true story? You know this. You don't know. You don't know. You'll see it, but you'll read it, but you don't know if it's real or not. You'll hear somebody else say it. That's great, but where'd they get it from? They read it from somewhere. Where'd it come from? Where'd it come from? There's so many conspiracy theories flying around out there. And I'm not here to say they're right or wrong, but some things are just really out there, about Bill Gates creating the coronavirus. 5G has something to do with coronavirus. 5G is they created it. It's gonna kill everybody. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Does it make any sense? If 5G was killing everybody, then who's gonna use 5G? Think about that. The money talks, right? Money talks. So at some point, someone was wanting to make some money off of this. So you can't kill off your customers. So that doesn't make any sense. I don't know. Wherever you want to go with that, wherever they want to go with that, some things make no sense. You cannot believe everything you see. You cannot believe everything you read. You cannot believe everything you hear. Here is what you can do. With any information you get in today's society, in today's world, I'm going to give you some steps of what you can do right now to make sure that you are guarding what you bring into your consciousness, because it affects your thoughts and that will affect your reality, your experience. First thing, look at multiple sources. What do I mean by that? You get an article or someone just tells you something. It could be somebody in your family. Your brother, your sister, your mom, your dad, whatever. Okay, you say, yeah, okay, but don't believe it because you don't know where they got it from, right? You can't just believe it. You just can't. Doesn't matter who told you. It could be your mom, it could be your dad, it could be your brother. Doesn't matter. They could just be reading something that's completely false and misinformation. So what should you do? Get multiple sources of whatever you've been told. look at multiple sources, right? Go to the internet, Google it, and do your own research. That's key. It is so key. So you have to get multiple resources to investigate what you just heard or what you just saw. Do not just take it on face value. If it's on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, you cannot take anything on face value. You have to say, okay, I just saw this. I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm going to do some more research. That's the first thing. After you've done the research, then you can make an informed decision because you've done the research. This isn't about right or wrong, but maybe you'll see both sides of the story, right? You'll see, that's funny, there's really three sides to the story. And I'll share that with you. There's three sides to every story. There's your side, there's their side, and there's the truth. And the truth is always somewhere in the middle. That's true. But you can make an informed decision on whatever it is you heard by getting more information. So continue to get more information. Before you bring it into your consciousness as truth and start saying it to other people, get more information. Get more information. Get more information. Here's a key. Number 3, don't judge though. Don't judge anybody. If someone is posting something or talking about something, you don't want to judge anybody. We don't have the right to judge anyone. Their experience may be their experience. So remove yourself from the judgment. Not easy to do, I know, but do it. But work on it. Continue to work on it. It's so easy for us to judge. It's what we do as human beings. But we can, as I was saying earlier, going back and forth, we can find ourselves in judgment and then say, I need to stop judging here and move myself back. I say this in point because a lot of times you'll see a lot of major judgment on social media. Facebook posts, Instagram posts. Someone will say something and boom, they get 100 comments of someone judging them on what they said. We got to move away from that. But to prevent yourself from changing your experience, changing your thoughts, you gotta get your information. Get your information in, use multiple resources, and then don't judge someone else. And then check your temperature. What do I mean by that? Check how you're feeling. You want to disseminate whether something is true to you or not. Read it. Get the most accurate information you can. Get the most accurate information. Get multiple resources. Do your research. Don't judge. And then after you've gotten multiple parts of it, multiple sources, then check your temperature. What I mean by that is check your feeling temperature. How is it vibrating with you? How is the information vibrating within you, within your soul? That's how you know how you feel. That's how you know how something's resonating with you or not. How does it feel? That's important. Your thoughts create your reality, and what you bring into your consciousness will affect your thoughts, and that will affect your reality and your experience. It is so important to be careful of what you bring in to your consciousness in the first place. That will affect your thoughts. That will affect your experience. You have to know this. You have to live this. You have to breathe this. Take that in. Take that in. Your thoughts create your reality. Whatever you see in the world is based on how you think about it. A lot of people will say, well, I'm just saying what's reality. I'm just speaking the reality. There's no such thing as the reality. It is your reality. How are you experiencing it? Right? Someone else can experience the exact same thing another way, and their reality is different than your reality. This is real stuff here. It's tough. It's tough to deal with, but important to learn. Your thoughts create your reality. So make sure that you are conscious of what you're bringing into your consciousness. Make sure you're conscious of what you're bringing into your thoughts. And if you do that, that will change your life. That will change your experience. And then you can unequivocally say, I own the now, and I have won. I appreciate you being here today. I appreciate you listening. Again, talk to me about when you want to meet up live where we can have an interactive conversation. I'm going to be going live. I may start it, if not this week, I'll start it next week. I'll wait to see if I get some responses or what responses I get, and then I'll know when I want to start it. But I'm excited about doing it. I want to do it. I want to connect with you more, and so let me know. Get on the blog. I'll post it in the show notes as well when I post the video. But I'm excited about doing that. But thank you again for joining me. Share this message, share this podcast with all your friends, all your family. I want this message to get out to the masses. Our thoughts create our reality. That is so, so true. Until then, I bid you blessings. My name is T.Y. I'm signing off. Remember, the time is always now. Allow the universe to work in your favor and be blessed.